In episode 1, we examined the rules that built the International Pentecostal Holiness Church under its founder, Frederick Modise. Those rules shaped every aspect of life, from dress and marriage to discipline and obedience. But when the founder died, the church entered a new phase, a phase defined not by prophecy, but by power. Frederick Modise ruled IPHC as a single and unquestioned authority. When he died, that authority ended with him. There was no direct replacement for the founder's prophetic role. Instead, leadership shifted toward structure, hierarchy, and administration. This transition period would shape everything that followed. One of the key figures that rose after Frederick's death was Glayton. Under Glaton, the original rules of IPHC largely remained intact. Dress codes, marriage controls, and strict discipline continued, but the tone began to shift. Authority was no longer centered on one prophetic figure. Decisions are now passed through priests and leadership structures. This marked the beginning of institutional leadership. Under Glaton, the rules were preserved more than expanded. The church was stabilizing after the founder's death, but the groundwork was being laid for something more rigid, and that shift becomes far more visible under the next phase of leadership. As IPHC leadership evolved, one name became closely associated with discipline and enforcement. That name is Michael Sandlana. Sandlana did not claim prophetic authority. His influence came through administration, discipline, and control. Change 1. Discipline accelerated. Under Sandlana, discipline became faster and less forgiving. Suspensions, exclusions, and restrictions were enforced with little explanation. Processes that once felt spiritual became procedural. For many members, discipline no longer felt corrective. It felt punitive. Change 2. Expanded control over personal life. Sandlana's era marked a deeper reach into members' personal lives. Employment decisions were scrutinized. Sandlana prohibits members from sexual activities for a certain period of time. Individual business activities were questioned. Movement between branches required approval. It is alleged that Sandlana impregnated a member's wife and demanded that she divorce her husband, and she complied. Marriage, already controlled, became a powerful tool of leverage. If you're finding this story valuable, please subscribe for more detailed documentaries like this. Glaton always encouraged men to be clean-shaved and was lenient to women who wear light makeup. However, under Sandlana, men are prohibited from shaving and cutting their hair. Women are strictly forbidden from wearing any type of makeup. Change 3. They are enemies if they are not part of us. Sandlana reportedly declared to his followers that members of the other two IPHC factions were their enemies, instructing them to cut all ties with anyone outside his group. As a result, members who were once close friends stopped speaking to one another. Families were turned against each other. Couples had to break up when partners found themselves on opposing sides of the divide. Change 4. Leadership became unquestionable. Perhaps the most significant shift was how leadership itself was treated. Questioning decisions was increasingly framed as rebellion. Members were taught that challenging leadership was equivalent to challenging God. This created a culture of fear and silence. Change 4. Unequal application of rules. The rules did not change on paper, but their application did. Ordinary members experienced harsh discipline. Senior figures, including Sandlana, are protected. Days when Sandlana declares abstinence from sex, it is alleged that he does the opposite. This imbalance deepened fear and resentment, but it's never displayed in public. Under Frederick Modise, fear was tied to holiness and divine judgment. Under Sandlana, fear shifted toward leadership consequences. Members learned that survival meant silence. Faith became compliance. Under Glaton, IPHC preserved the founders' rules while adjusting to institutional leadership. Under Sandlana, those rules became tools of enforcement and control. The system became more hardened. And for many members, the church no longer felt spiritual, it felt controlling. Frederick Modise built IPHC through prophetic authority. Glaton stabilized it after his death. Sandlana enforced it. And in that enforcement, the meaning of obedience changed forever. We have more stories to cover on this documentary. Please subscribe for the next episode.